Dear friends, Maths Aspirants is a collective of mathematics students, research scholars, faculty members across India, started by myself in 2017, and we used to organize several online programs to help the students who are preparing for different national level competitive examinations. And today we have a special session, preparation strategies for CSIR NET examination. All of you know the next NET examination is going to happen on the coming June. So I think today's session will be really helpful as there are only around 60 days left for the examination. So we have a very nice person today, Dr. Kalika Prasad, with us to handle the session. Dr. Kalika Prasad is currently an assistant professor in Government Engineering College, Bhojpur, Bihar. Dr. Prasad qualified CSIR NET GATE examination and also Inspire Fellowship. And he did his PhD from Central University of Jharkhand and MSc from Central University of Rajasthan. His broad research area is number theory. Also, Dr. Kalika Prasad is a very person with a lot of talents. He got many prizes in different cultural activities during his college life, and also doing a lot of activities to help the mathematics students. He is running a Telegram group, WhatsApp group, as well as a website to help the students who are preparing for different competitive examinations in mathematics, and also supplying informations regarding the admission to different PhD, PG programs, and also for different informations regarding national conferences and seminars. So, and he's also, I'm very happy to say that he is really very, I'm very happy to say that Dr. Kalika Prasad is a very active supporter of our group Math Aspirants. All of our programs are being shared in his group too. So I'm sure that today's session will be really beneficial to everyone who are seriously preparing for CSIR NET examination. Not only that examination, you know, the preparation strategies for examinations like CSIR NET or GATE or NBHM or IIT JAM, all are having many things in common. Okay. So I'm sure that his tips certainly will be very useful and very helpful in your preparations. I'm very happy and to invite all of you to this program, to welcome all of you to this program. I would like to express my sincere gratitude and thanks to Dr. Kalika Prasad for accepting our invitation and joining with us. Once again, welcome everyone. Welcome, Kalika Prasad.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for a nice introduction. And I am especially thankful to you for running a group named by Maths Aspirant, where you are helping to students who are preparing for higher mathematics. And as I know that you are supporting from a very earlier time, means you started your program for firstly for BSc students, but now we extended to, I think, up to PhD, means anyone want to do PhD or higher studies in mathematics, they can surely take a benefit from your committee, which used to organize several webinars or workshop or invited talk. Recently, your talk on how to means necessary things to do PhD in abroad, I think 2-3 days ago you conducted. It was really, sir, impressive. And on my suggestion, some of my students attended it who are currently in BTech, and they appreciated it that they really want such a program to attend. And after joining it, they mentioned some, write some notes that whenever they complete their BTech, they will try these fellowships and the methods your speakers have been explained, that how you can proceed for your MS or MSc or MTech or PhD in abroad. So your all activities, which sometimes I also you to join to attend it and learn. And I'm much impressed from you that you are apart from your busy schedule, you are doing a lot of activity to help maths aspirants. So thank you, sir. And as today's session is for CSIR NET aspirants, means those who are going to appear in the upcoming CSIR NET exam. So what should be your strategy to qualify it, and how you can manage your time? Maybe most of the some of the students are currently pursuing PhD. So how you can manage time? There are, I think, in my opinion, a single tips cannot work for all the persons. Means some persons have maybe time difficulty, like if they are studying in MSc, then how they can manage their time. If someone have qualified, completed their MSc, then how they can manage their time. Means they have much more time than appearing a student. So I have prepared a slide, and I will try to give some examples how questions are used to ask nowadays, and how you can correlate them with your study. So I am going to share my screen. Okay. So in this session, I will try to cover starting from your preparation and to your strategy means how you can manage your time, how you can make a pattern to qualify as per your knowledge. Like some students have deep basics knowledge and command on some basics concept and results, and some students have are poor in remembering the things. But for CSIR NET, you can manage, make a timetable or make a schedule as per your knowledge and your experiences. So I am starting from the exam overview, means which type of question you to ask and how they are related with your study. So as we all know that CSIR NET is a computer-based examination which is of 3 hours, where questions are divided in 3 parts. Part A, there is specifically 2 parts. First part contain a general aptitude question, and part B and part C contains question of mathematics. So in general, as I know, some of our students used to skip part A because it is related to general. But I used to suggest that you do, please try to attempt all the questions of it. And for this, you do not need to follow any book or any special content to practice it. First of your preference will be to solve all the questions of CSIR NET or GATE previously asked questions. And then for part B and part C, there are several methods, so we can talk about them later. And in CSIR NET, all of us know, but just I am briefing on it. Means in part A and part B, there is negative marking, and in part C, there is no negative marking. That is, in part C, questions are asked like there may be possible that more than one option may be correct. Okay, so this is the general pattern of CSIR NET. Okay, so in part A, total of 20 questions are used to ask, where you have to attempt only 15 questions. Just 1 second. And in part B, a total of 40 questions are used to ask in CSIR NET, where we have to attempt only at most 25 questions. And in part C, we have to attempt 20 questions. So in part C, there are a total of 60 questions, and part B and part C are divided into 4 parts: Unit 1, Unit 2, Unit 3, and Unit 4. In Unit 1, major topics or questions are used to ask from real analysis and linear algebra. And Unit 2 to Unit 3.
Sir, screen
Unit
is
2
not
to
visible.
Unit 3. Wait.
Visible, sir.
My screen is
Visible.
I am trying to share it. I am again sharing after cancelling it. Please allow some time. I think now it is visible.
Yes.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. So in part 3, okay. So in CSIR NET, during that 3 hours, we have to attempt total of 15 plus 25 plus 20 questions. That is 60 questions. I am highlighting it just a bit. Okay. I mentioned that in part B and part A, there is negative marking. So in from part A, you can achieve at most 30 marks, where you have to solve at most 15 questions, and that can be attempted by practicing previous year question. If you observe previous year question of CSIR NET and GATE combinedly, then you get to know that almost 50 to 60% of question of CSIR NET are just based on the previous year concept. Like sometimes if you observe that, then you got to know that sometimes questions are used to ask based on some graphical representation, some numerical pattern based, some statistical type data, and some biological related question. So if you solve previous 10 years question of CSIR NET plus GATE for part A, then that is, in my opinion, is sufficient for part A, means to gain up to 20 marks, and for gaining total, solving a total of 15 questions, you have to also know some extra concepts. So we can talk about them later. Okay. In part B and part C, most of us are divided into parts. Some of us are studying only mathematics and escaping the statistics part, and some of our students are those who are studying in a Master of Statistics. So those who are in statistics, they also used to study real analysis and linear algebra. So they can also attempt question from Unit 1, and from as per UGC syllabus, there is no restriction on any units that that mathematics students can attempt a question from this unit, and a statistics student can question attempt from that unit. No, there is no any condition like this. So you can attempt any question from any unit, but you have to keep in mind that if you are solving question from part B, then you have to solve at most 25 questions. And in this, you have to keep in mind that there is a negative marking of 0.75. That is, if your answer is correct, then you can get plus 3 marks, and if your answer is incorrect, then you will get minus 75 marks. But for part B, your practice should be in a tricky way. Means sometimes if you closely look on the question, then you get to know that sometimes you can directly solve the question by given options. Means there are 4 options, and you know that these 3 options are incorrect, so directly you can choose that first option is correct. So this methodology is also used to solve the these questions, but using this method you can solve 2 to 3 questions at most. For this also your basics should be clear. So here, and in Unit 4, which was asked in part B and part C, in Unit C, 4 questions are asked from a statistics portion, where if you are weak in statistics, then you can try the question from Markov chain. Markov chain is a very easy question which can be easily practiced in 1 or 2 days, and there are some concepts very similar to linear algebra and graph theory. So by putting a little bit effort, and there are much more videos on YouTube and solutions of previous year questions. So just in my opinion, if you are weak in statistics, just practice questions of previous years of Markov chain that are directly based on results. And sometimes you can, if you look on questions, asked questions of CSIR NET, then you get to know that some questions are like that. You can directly check, select the which options are correct and which are incorrect, and you can easily get a 4.75 mark. That questions are very much easy, as I have observed in previous year question. But if we talk about the pattern, then starting if we consider that this point is from 2011 and now it is 24. So hardness of level of question is increased like this. Means these days, to solve a single question, you required knowledge of multiple topics. Previously, if you observe, means suppose that you are trying to solve question of 2016, then you will observe that questions are easy, that you can easily solve them within 30 to 50 seconds. But nowadays, questions level are a little bit hard. I will show some questions randomly from previously asked papers. And before going further, I would like to attract your attention on which topics has what values. As I explained that for Unit 1, your major topics is real analysis and linear algebra. If anyone are able to solve all the questions correctly of real analysis and linear algebra, they can easily qualify JRF. But in my opinion, it is not possible to solve all the questions correctly in examination. You can try, but practically it is not possible to solve all the questions correctly. So we used to attempt questions from all the units, and you may observe that many of questions from applied or other topics are easy to attempt. So just attempt some questions from here, some from here, some from here. Just make be a selective to solve. Do not try in a sequence where that first I have solved one, then I have to solve second, then third, and then fourth. No, just first focus that in real analysis, which topic is your strong, like if your sequence and series is strong, and how much questions are you to ask in CSIR net. If you talk about real analysis, then if you have observed, then we know that most of the questions are used to ask from series and specifically from radius of convergence or nature of the series. Means there are two types of questions used to ask in real analysis in convergence portion. Either it will be based on the nature, that is, it will be convergent or divergent or oscillatory, or what will be the sum of that series, or what will be its radius of convergence. Similarly, you can divide every chapter, every subject in part, that if you are selecting to study linear algebra, then which topic is important in linear algebra. As I know, most of the question of linear algebra is from matrix theory. And we know that in matrix theory, questions are basically either from eigenvalues or diagonalizable or characteristic polynomial, minimal polynomial, Jordan block, definiteness, that is positive, definite, negative, and canonical form. So these are some important topics inside linear algebra, from where at least 3 to 4 questions are used to ask. So you can divide topics from every subject. And in my opinion, do not follow blindly the syllabus of CSIR net mathematics, because if you look on the syllabus, then there are much topic mentioned. But if you look on the question papers, then some question every year questions are fixed from some topics. Means they are not used to ask all cover all the syllabus. Questions points are fixed that from this topic they used to definitely used to ask some question. And if you talk about linear algebra, abstract algebra, so usually we consider number theory in the abstract algebra, and from abstract algebra you can easily gain 28 to 50 marks. But again, I used to say that it is not possible to solve all the questions correctly. So we can assume that from abstract algebra we can gain on average 25 marks. Similarly, you can select the complex analysis, and as per your knowledge, you can make a chart that from this topic you can easily get achieve 20 to 25 marks. And in this manner, make a chart to total how much marks you are scoring as per your knowledge, and in which topic you have to improve to yourself. So I have marks. I make a chart means from which topic how much questions are used to ask. So I am showing here. Okay, these are topics of from unit 3. As in unit 1, questions are from real analysis and linear algebra. In unit 2, questions are from abstract algebra, number theory, complex analysis, and topology. In unit 3, questions are from applied mathematics, where major topic is ODE and PDE. And one of the topic of PDE is that dynamical system. Sometimes questions are directly used to ask from dynamical system. Here questions are of two types. One is based on nature, another is based on it. Means they are that is you have given two or three differential equations. It is either homogeneous or non-homogeneous, and to solve those there is some method, and you can easily practice these topics in 3 to 4 hours. And also in 3 to 4 hours you can also solve all the questions. So you have to make some selective topics in these topics, and you have to start accordingly. How I have done, as I know that I am very weak in classical mechanics, so I used to ignore classical mechanics topics. But I know that there are two types of questions used to ask in CSIR net apart from their syllabus. That questions are based on Hamiltonian and Lagrangian. So I have just remembered that formulas, and I understand. I learned that how I can apply those formula to solve the questions, and how I can attempt the question. If however, I know if a question of CSIR net is asked related to my concept, then I can attempt. Otherwise, I will skip that topic. So you can select that these types of topics from applied portion and make them that which one you have to attempt and which one not. If you talk about these two topics, then these can be very easily practiced in 1 to 2 days. That are very much easy, and there are only some topics and some results, and questions are, most of the questions are straightforward, that can be that can be easily solved using some of the questions you can solve without any knowledge of integral equation or calculus variation, only by using differentiation and integration concept. If you have practiced 5 to 10 years questions, then you know this pattern, that most of the questions are like that. You can, if you differentiate the given differential equation, you will get your answer. So there is not much more knowledge involved in this concept, these topics. So as I know, as I used to suggest that also you to practice these topics, and you can easily practice this in 1 to 2 days. And if you are going, if you are appearing a student, that is you are studying in MSc, then I will explain how you can manage the topics and which will be your preferable topic to practice. Because this time I am explaining for general students, means those who can give 8 to 10 hours or 10 to 12 hours per day to practice or study for a CSIR net. If you have, like if you are studying in MSc, then we can understand that you have only 2 to 4 hours to give for CSIR net, because your MSc work is also there. So you have to make plan according to this time. So you have to first divide it how much total time you have for CSIR net exam, and then you have to divide topics and time in given topics, given the list, and you have to make effort according to that. And as I explained that in unit 4, questions are used to ask from probability, Markov chain, and also from operational research. So as you all know that no one used to study operational research for CSIR net or GATE purpose, because most of the question from this topic, that is operational research, is based on the means if they used to ask 2 questions, then one question, most probably one question can be solved easily using the graphical method. So you do not need to put effort on this topic, just practice how to solve graphically questions of LPP. So usually people used to skip these topics for preparation because it can be easily solved. And if you look on the syllabus of CSIR net, then there is much more thing mentioned in it. And if you talk about Markov chain, this is the important part of probability and statistics. Especially it is part of statistics. And from here, 3 to 4 questions, 2 to 3 questions are used to ask in CSIR net. I am showing it. Wait, I have made a chart. Okay. So as it is mentioned in CSIR net question, that paper syllabus, that students from all the students are expected to solve question from unit 1, that contains real analysis and linear algebra. And most of the students who are from mathematics background used to attempt question from unit 2 and unit 3, and students having background of statistics used to try unit 4. But there is no any kind of restriction that you have to solve from these topics. You can attempt any unit. You can solve any questions from any unit. Okay. And for practice, maybe some students used to join some test series. It's okay, no problem. But in my opinion, for practice, first of all, you have to give your preference to previous year questions of CSIR net. Okay. So if you have done that, then try a previous year question paper of GATE. And if you have done these 2 parts, then try these questions. This is just for if you are from Kerala, then try question of KPSC, that is Kerala State PSC. And it is usually a level. If you talk about level of this exam, then it is very easy in comparison to these 2 examinations. If you can easily solve these questions from this examination, then you can also try question of NBHN and TIFR, which is especially for mathematics. But why I have suggested is because along with our preparation of other examination can be also possible, which can be made like this. That is, if you are practicing question of this, then also try some questions of your state PCS, like in I think exam form of Tamil Nadu state is out. So maybe some of the students are preparing for Tamil Nadu state. Or if in your state, if examination, if date is announced for assistant professor or lecturer exam or state exam, you can also attempt it. And if you solve previous question of this examination, then you get to know that they are also used to ask question from either GATE or either from CSIR net. So this will help you whenever you will go to appear in this examination. Then your practice of these two examination helps you to easily crack the and qualify this examination. I wish to show you how much used to question asked from each topics. I made a list. I think there is no comment regarding. If anyone have any query, can put in the chat box. Okay, so at the last, sir will just mention that what is question related to our slide. So I will attempt them in last. Okay, thank you. So I am coming to the. Okay, this is our topic-wise distribution of marks. So already we have explained that how much marks are important from real analysis. And if you talk about number of questions, so from real analysis, total number of questions are used to ask from 15 to 20. And this data is prepared based on question paper of 2021 to 2023. So we observe that sometimes they used to ask at most 50 questions. Sometimes they will to ask 20 questions. Similarly, if you talk about linear algebra, then they again you to ask us at minimum 15 and at most 20 questions. So on average, you can assume that 18-19 questions are used to ask from these topics. So that's why I said that if you can solve all the questions of these two topics, then you can easily crack. But practically, it is impossible to solve all the questions correctly of the topic. Maybe some experts can, but since we are preparing, so our time limitations should be also keep in mind that we have only 3 hours and we have to also qualify. Okay, if we talk about abstract algebra, so 6 to 8 questions are used to ask from abstract algebra, and the important topic inside abstract algebra is ring theory. And inside ring theory, questions are some of the questions definitely used to ask from the irreducibility topics and field theory, where some extensions or relation in ideals or prime ideals, and these type of topics are used to ask inside the frequently, where irreducibility in most of the examination like a NET or GATE, most probably the question from irreducibility definitely asked. And 1 to 2 questions are used to ask from number theory, and that can be also included in that. And some questions are directly based on the results, like at least you have to remember Fermat theorem, Euler's theorem, Wilson theorem, how you can easily identify prime number, what is the results really associated with that. So that type of questions are used to ask from number theory. Similarly, in complex analysis, question from analyticity and conformal mappings are used to ask. In conformal mapping, they may give a mapping and you to ask that at this point what will be your image, or there is a plotting that if maps there is a given a function and they ask that there is a half plane, half upper plane, or half lower plane, or circle, then what will be its output. I will show which type of question they used to ask. In topology, I used to skip question of topology because as I used to say that you have to make a chart of which topic are easy for you to prepare if you are preparing by self. If you are feeling that you cannot solve all the question of complex, then just try that which topic inside the complex analysis is very important for the examination. As I mentioned that analytic topic is very important because on average 1-2 questions are used to ask from analyticity, where there is some condition and some direct result. And you have to meromorphic functions here also. Some questions are used to ask from constant, that if there maybe there will be given some relation, some questions, and inside options it will be given that this function is constant, this function is of at most 1 degree like this, or there is one poll or something like that. So where you have to use maximum, minimum principal theorem, and also there are much more results. So you have to make at least selective topics inside the. You do not need to try all the topics. Just feel if you are not comfortable with this, just skip these topics and practice others. If you are feeling that you cannot solve all the question of real analysis, then just make that which topic you can easily practice by self. And those who wait, okay. And similarly, in Unit 3, from OD, 4 to 7 questions are to ask. In PD, 4 to 7 questions are to ask. So we can say that combinedly from OD and PD, on average, 8 to 15 questions are used to ask in examination, on average. And similarly, in numerical analysis, if you talk about numerical analysis, then I have observed that most of the questions are based on means on previous pattern. Means we have given some quadrature formula and ask that function is give answer exact up to 1 degree or 2 degree or 3 degree like that, and then you have to find that which of the following option is correct. I will show it through previous year question paper, and already explained that from COV, that is calculus variation, questions are to ask up to 3. Similarly, from integral equations, up to 3 questions are to ask. Sometimes the question from classical mechanics is skipped. Sometimes they will to ask at most 2 questions. And I mentioned that from Markov chain, 1 to 3 questions are to ask. So you can, if you have practiced these topics, you can easily achieve 5 to 10 marks from these topics. And this topic is very easy. Similarly, this topic is also easy. If 2 questions are asked, then most probably 1 question will be like that. You can solve them by using the graphical method. And you have to also keep in mind that what is the cutoff of CSIR net, because you have to make a strategy according to the cutoff. So we have made this cutoff year wise, and this data is up to June 2022. But if you know the pattern how we set a target, then you can make your own target. So if you look on this sheet, then observe that in 2020 cutoff is increased, right? And so we have just take a highest value from this data and set target for us. For example, if you are from a general category, so for qualifying, just set your target as 119, and you observe that only in 2016 this cutoff is, otherwise at after it highest cutoff is 112. So if you are in general category, just set your target as 120 or 125. That if how much cutoff will be raised, you are in shape. So your preparation should be like that. In worst situation, you can achieve up to 125 marks. So this type of strategy should be followed by you. And if you are in AWS category, then you can observe that only highest category highest cutoff is in 2020 June, and then after cutoff is under 100. So you can set your target as at most 100. That in worst case, in however situation, you can gain 100. So you have to prepare according to that. So we have made a chart, means a list that as per your category, what should be your tentative target to achieve if questions is asked. So this is not me. You can set it 120, 125 as per your experience. That in this, if cutoff will be raised, then you are in shape. So according to that, you have to make also a topic-wise distribution, that as I have shown previously. This is topic-wise marks distribution. So you have to make a plan that how much I have to question attempt from these topics, so that I can gain on average 50 to 60 marks from this. And from these topics, I have to achieve 20 to 30 marks. You have to prepare according. And if your total of marks is less than your proposed topic target, then again at that we have to also attempt 1 to 2 more questions. So you have to attempt 60 to 70 questions if you are if your target is not achieved. So in this manner, you can change your strategy and start your preparation. So this is our cutoff. And one thing I would like to suggest to everyone is that if you are studying in MSc, then this purpose technique will a little bit hard for you, because your time, you have a less time. So you have to give first preference to those topics which are you to teach in your classroom or are ongoing in MSc. Suppose that if you are in second year and your running course is OD and PD, then in my opinion you have to start from these two topics, because currently it is running. You have to also appear in your examination, and you can discuss questions of these topics from your with your corresponding faculty, and then along with it also try to attempt those questions which topic you have already studied in your previous semester. Like if you are studying second year, then suppose in first year we have already studied these topics, then after it start practicing these. And once you have completed all topics, then you come on the topics which is not running in your current course stage. So this will help you to manage your time and how you can solve that thing. So for solving question, in my opinion, just make a collection of results. Okay, because whenever you are practicing, you need a result. And if you do not know result, how you have to, along with your result, you have to know that how you have to apply to quickly reach on the correct answer. I have prepared some of the quick revision, so I am showing here how you have to make your correct quick revision notes. So just like this is my linear algebra quick revision notes. So I am just showing here. I have just made a collection of results. Like if you are talk about square matrices, there are some types of square matrices which we frequently use in our preparation, and these are used to apply when you are solving problem. So if you observe that questions are used to ask from adjoint. So what is results related to adjoint? So from adjoint relation we can easily find or solve question of related to rank or inverse, or a relation in product of matrices. So these results are used to ask. And if you talk about rank of a matrix, then questions are used to ask that if we have given two matrices, then what is the relation in between them? What is the relation between sum of that matrix and individuals relation? What will be rank relation in between individual and product of that matrices? So these type of questions are used to ask, or this concept will be used in your solving questions. So just make this type of collection of results, so that whenever you are going to exam or whenever you are solving previous year or any questions, if required, just turn the page and reach on the results. So for every topic, like where is it? Okay, so what is on average number of pages to make a quick revision note? So if total marks or number of questions are this for a real analysis, then in my opinion, in your quick revision notes, just make a 70 to 80 pages at most. You can also make it like a 50 to 60 pages quick revision notes. These notes will be also helpful in preparation of other examinations like GATE or assistant professor or SET examination. This note will be all time, means these notes will help you all times for preparation of any examination, and that can be easily made whenever you are practicing, or if you are in MSc, just along with your MSc, try to make your own quick revision notes. Okay. Similarly, for this and for this, since abstract algebra is divided in two parts, group theory and ring theory, and if you have observed, then it is noticed that most of the questions are from ring theory, not from group theory. So number of questions in comparison to ring theory, number of questions from group theory is less than number of questions from ring theory. Okay, so for these topics, just give 40 to 50 pages. Means here you have to make only collection of very important results. Okay, and similarly for complex analysis, just make results a collection of results up to 40 to 50 pages. And if for topology, you can make 5 to 10 pages. For OD, you can make 40 to 45 pages. Means your collection of results should be in at most in the number of pages. where you have to also, if there is any additional condition, then you have to also mention that. I am showing how you have to prepare. So as here I have shown that you have to make this type of results for your preparation. If you observe that I have made these are just collection of results that if questions is asked from inner product space, then what is condition and what is related examples, how I can discard examples options given in the CSIR net question, and these will only help you to quickly identify the options given in the corresponding examination. Okay, this topic is of eigenvalue and eigenvectors. If you know, then this topic is very important in CSIR net, GATE, or other equivalent examinations. Even though you know that nowadays for PhD admission, net is also important, because now onwards admission to MSc course, PhD courses will be from the scorecard of net. So this, if there is any other examination for like MSc plus PhD or anything, then these topics is very important for that. Here, what is related to eigenvalue? Then there is eigenvector, characteristic polynomial, minimal polynomial, roots, relation between characteristic polynomial and roots of characteristic polynomial. How, if you have given a matrix, then how much you can generate means how what is number of total possible results related to that matrix. That is, if you have given the matrix, then you can find its determinant, its inverse, its eigenvalue. If it is not invertible, then what is the relation or what is the result related to that matrix, that you can make the matrix invertible. Okay, and what is the relation between eigenvalues and determinant, what is the relation between eigenvalue and trace. So if you have given already a matrix and if you multiply with some constants, then what how it affect the results of eigenvalues or eigenvector or any results, is it invariant or not. So if you know all these things and make a short notes, then it will be definitely help you. Now I am going to show you results of quick revision. Okay, this is actually full. If you talk about I am showing irreducibility. So just this is the collection of related results of ring theory. So here we have simply mentioned that what is kernel, what is ring homomorphism, what is fundamental theorem, what is first and second theorem of isomorphism. This is only collection. So in this manner, you can also make your short notes. And why I am suggesting to make your own short notes, because whenever you start writing, some results will be directly set up in your mind. If you are studying someone other's notes, then you have to study and remember the things. But when you start writing your own notes, then you observe that you can easily remember most of the results. And when you start applying, these results are very important. That if you know that, you have to also know that how you can use a single result in reverse way. Like I am showing what I want to share. We know that there is a method of proof that if a statement P is true, if P imply Q, then this statement is equivalent that not Q imply not P. So this method is also used to discard the option of CSIR net or GATE. Like assume that we know that if any number is multiple of 2, that is of 2 types. Sorry. We know that if we have given any number, if it is multiple of 2, that is of type 2k types, then it is even. Okay, then it is even integer or even number. Okay, so how we can use this result in a reverse way? That is, if we say that is not even means if any number is not even, imply this number means not of 2k type. That is, if any number is not even number, then that is not of 2k type. That is not multiple of 2. Okay, so in these types we have to use results or whatever we have studied. You can use all those results in this 2 way. For example, you can also consider that we know that if there is a matrix, if we have given any matrix M, and we know that if this matrix is determinant is 0, then this matrix is singular matrix. So what will be its corresponding or a reverse result? That is, if any matrix is non-singular, then definitely determinant of that matrix is not 0. Okay, so you can make or you can use this technique to solve all your examinations, whatever you are studying. Just try how it is related. That is, you know that if R is a integral domain, then Rx is integral domain also. Okay, so what will be its reverse? That if Rx is not integral domain, then we can't say about anything about R. So we have to connect them, how it is related. Just I have made a collected the results of ring theory. Here are some reducibility. This topic is very important in ring theory for NET or GATE or NBHM or anything you are studying. If you talk about NBHM or TFR, then their level is a little bit, or you can say that on average higher than CSIR NET. But most of the question of CSIR NET and GATE are equivalent. So I would suggest that whenever you are preparing for NET or GATE, try all the question of CSIR and NET and GATE both. Okay, so this is the some of collection of results. So you have to make your own collection of results for every topics. Okay, I wish to also show results of some of results of calculus of variation. So here I have made a short notes for calculus of variation. So in this manner, you can also collect results. These are like these are 4 important results of calculus of variation, and most of the question can be solved from these 4. So if you talk about the calculus of variation for CSIR NET, then only from these 4 results, and you know that how we can use them, you can solve on average 50 to 60% of questions of CSIR NET. But nowadays a little bit tough questions are used to ask, means you have to use more than one concept to solve a single question. Okay, so for practice, I have already explained that what should be source for practice of questions. And as your examination will be most probably in the June. So according to time, means you have not much more time that you have to go deep concept and learn what is related proof. Just something you have to digest, that we know that if any group is cyclic, then it is abelian. If you know the proof, it is okay. If you don't know, just digest it. Just digest this result, that okay, it is true that if any group is cyclic, then it is abelian. Just you have to accept this result, and if you know the proof, it is okay. So in this manner, you have to accept the results whatever already proposed. Do not try proof for all the results, because if you go deep inside, then as per your time, whatever, I think 2 to 3 months at most you have. So you cannot cover all the topics. So first preference for you is that anyhow you have in any situation you have to score 110 plus marks in examination. For that, you have to either solve by cancelling the option, or by discarding option, or by using counter example. Counter example is also one of the very important way trick to discard the option of a given question. I will show some of the examples to you how it is related. Okay, and along with your practice, one of the important suggestions from my side is self-evaluation and discussion. Along with your evaluation, along with your preparation, you have to also do a self-evaluation, that how much your preparation is for the upcoming examination. If suppose you have prepared or you have practiced all the related results of COV and plus integral equation. So from these topics, you can, as I mentioned, that you can on average gain 15 to 28 marks. Okay, so now after preparing the topics or after revising the concept, just try previous randomly question of previous year asked, and if you can easily solve the correctly and within the time frame, do not go much deep inside the concept. Like if a question is asked in 3 marks, then try to solve that question in 1 minute, at most 2 minutes. Okay, so this should be your strategy, that if that question is asked in 4.7 marks, sometimes some question of 4.7 marks can be solved within the half minute. Okay, so just you have to learn how you can easily reach on the correct. One of the important thing for cracking any examination is that how you can easily, how you can quickly reach on the correct option, in the correct option in a correct way. Means you do not do that like you do not do like that you quickly solve that and mark some incorrect answer. Assume that I have given this question and I know that this is correct, and this is correct, and I do not have idea about this option. So if you mark it wrong, that is if this option is wrong and you have marked this, then in 4.7 marks you will get nothing. If all the options is correct, then only you get 4.75 marks. In other cases, you will get 0. So that is the important part. And for cracking, if you want to get 100+ marks, then you have to solve part C questions. Otherwise, it is not possible to achieve 100+ marks. And for this part A is very important. So I also suggest that try to solve all the question of part A. And I wish to show some question of CSIR net and get that how they are repeatedly asked. Just I am showing. Just I will show the pattern. One of the question is based on from the quadrature formula. So I have written some page numbers. Okay, no problem. I will show it randomly. Wait. Okay, so these are some questions. Okay, so in numerical analysis, one of the important topics for you is Newton-Raphson method. There are several methods for convergence, but most of the question of CSIR net is based on Newton-Raphson method. So there are several types of questions. You have to just practice question of related to Newton-Raphson method, and you have to know how we can use Newton-Raphson method in a different way, or how we can solve different type of question using Newton-Raphson method. I wish to also show some other questions related. And one of the other important question of CSIR net is this type of results. That's why I have mentioned here repeated. So in your preparation, when you are solving any question, just if you know that this type of question has been already asked, so just mention in your note that this type of question is repeated. Means it is not exactly repeated, but repeated type. Means if you observe that, then most of the questions in CSIR net are asked like that. You have given a quadrature formula and ask that this gives the exact for polynomial of degree 2, degree 3, degree 4. So to solve this type of question, you do not require any kind of concept of numerical analysis. Just you have to follow a simple rule, that is, you have to, if it is asking for if it has given that it gives the exact result for polynomials of degree 2 for all polynomials. So just take a counter example as a very simple polynomial of degree 2 as a x square. So if you talk about this question is of 30 November 2022. So here in this question, it is given that consider the numerical formula this, and then asking that which of the following statement is true. Okay, since this question is from part C, so more than one option may be correct. Okay, so observe that in all the question, all the option, in option A it is given of first degree, in option B it is given of second degree, in option C it is given of third degree, and in option D it is given of degree 4 polynomial. Okay, what we have to do, just take this polynomial in this integral and solve, and on right side compare with this. If your answer will be exact equal, then consider this as a true, otherwise skip this. So come here. I have mentioned this as a equation star. Okay, now I have taken this point, that is a plus this polynomial a plus bx, and set here. Okay, after setting, just do a simple calculus, simple integration, which we have studied in our +2, and after solving, I got to know that in LHS and RHS we got 2a. So for this, that is, if you consider polynomial of the form a plus bx, then the given statement gives the exact result. So our option A is correct. You may observe that there is no any kind of a special rule used here to solve this question. This is simple rule. If you teach this thing to +2 students, they can also solve this question. Similarly, as we followed in option A, again I have considered this option B, and here polynomial is of the form a plus bx plus cx square, that is of the kind that is a general polynomial of degree 2. Simply set here and do integration, simple integration, and after putting limit, I got to know that it is a 2a plus 2c by 3. And on RHS, observe that here in LHS, first solve for LHS and then solve for RHS. And in all the options, it is asking for exact. The integration formula is exact, means your answer should be equal on the both sides. So here, if you integrated, then we got this value. And if we set if you take an RHS, and then we get this thing. And we here observe that 2a plus 2c by 3 not equal to 2a plus 2c alpha square. Okay, so here we did not got a exact value. So this polynomial do not gives the exact result. In this case, our given option is false. For simplicity, I have considered a is equal to 0 and c is equal to 1. So here numerically you can verify, but you do not need to do this thing in your examination. This is only for your understanding. Now you have to follow the same pattern in option C. And ultimately, I got to know that if on LHS our value is this thing, and on RHS our value is this thing, which is not equal. So this result is not gives exact for polynomial of degree 3. Similarly, we have done for a polynomial of degree 4, and here we observe that LHS and RHS portion is equal. So this option is correct. So thus we observe that from the for this question, option A and option D is correct. So here you have observed that there is no special kind of result or method is used to solve this question. That's why I used to suggest that do not follow blindly the given syllabus of CSIR net. Blindly follow the previous year question of CSIR net plus GATE. I will show question of CSIR GATE, GATE also, where same type of question has been asked. Sometimes question from divided differences is also asked. Okay, next question is your. Okay, this is related to the iteration. Okay, also on average question from iteration is used to ask. So I am skipping. This is different kind of question, and then from integer interpolation. So only sometimes questions are used to ask from this topic. This is from again from iterative method, and observe that same type of question as just discussed we some moment ago, that we have to solve a given quadrature formula, and we have to compare from LHS and RHS. Observe that this question is asked in CSIR net 2019 December, and it is asked in part C of 4.75 marks. Here I have marked that it is a repeated pattern. Why? Because you have again given an integration, and we have to check given it is given that is exact for polynomial of highest possible. So you do not know that what is the highest possible and which you have to consider. So for whenever you have mentioned it is the highest possible, just start from 0 degree or 1 degree. That is, you can consider fx is equal to 1 per x, and then x square, then x cube, and by doing this you can easily start discarding the given option. And again observe that there is no special kind of method is used to solve this. Let's check if there is any comment in chat box. Okay. Okay, I will take queries at the end. Just I have shown that if check that if there is anything related. Okay, so for this question, okay, as I mentioned that we have to start from the very simple polynomial. So in question, it is given that the polynomial this gives the exact result for the polynomials of highest possible degree. So I will start from the very simple, that is, I will start from the fx is equal to 1. Here I have mentioned that the given quadrature formula is exact for polynomial of highest degree, and it is not mentioned. So I will take fx is equal to 1, then x square, and similarly when I discard all the options or select the correct answer, then I will stop the taking another example. So here first I have considered fx is equal to x 1, constant polynomial, and here I observe that after solving this I have this relation. Okay, so from the given option, you have to check that is there an option which satisfies this relation. Okay, since there are 4 options, so just try some other question also. It may be possible that all the questions satisfy, all the options satisfy this option, or all the maybe if no one satisfied, then all that can be discarded. But it is possible that maybe more than one option can be satisfied. So first try to obtain some other relation also. Okay, again I have taken fx is equal to x, and here on solving I got to know that this is the relation among the given constants. Okay, again I have here taken fx equal to x square, and here I got to know that a plus c is equal to 10/9. So here I have obtained 2 to 3 relation. Now you have, what is your duty? Just try to satisfy the given relation. So from first we have that a plus b plus c is equal to 2. So here if you observe that a plus, that is a plus b plus c, its sum will be, its sum should be 2. If its sum is not 2, then this option will be directly discarded. For example, if you take consider option second, then here we have to do some of these all things. So it will be like this will be cancelled out by this, and it will be 5, 5, 10, and 18/9. So it gives 2. So it's satisfied, it's okay. If it does not satisfy, then you have to move forward on the next option. So by this way, here I have solved, so I will not take much time on it. For second things, I have observed this. So since all options are look on the given options, how you have to work in a smart way. Look on all the options. In all the options, it is given that alpha is equal to under root 3/5. So simply assume that in your question, alpha is equal to under root 3/5. You do not need to solve it, because since in all the options it is equal, so why you have to put effort to solve or why you have to put effort to get the value of alpha? In all the cases it will be equal. So simply take it as a positive. It will be your value, means this is fixed value for alpha. Okay, so you do not need to put effort on it. Okay, here, so from the question we have alpha is equal to under root 3/5. So observe this relation. Just put value of alpha is equal to root whatever given, and find the value of a minus c. So from here we got that a minus c is equal to 2 root 5 by 3 root 5. Okay. Similarly, from here we have a plus c by equal to 10/9. So observe that a minus c is equal to this relation, and a plus c is equal to this. So on summing it, minus c and plus c will be cancelled out, and 2 times a will be some number. So what will be it? It is this thing, that is 5/9 times this or this. Similarly, from 3 we get the value of c, and here observe something also you can observe. That's why I've said that most of the question can, if you work smartly, you can easily solve. Again, observe that value of b is fixed. Okay, value of alpha is fixed, value of b is fixed. So only you have to focus on value of a and value of c. Only these values are changing. So you do not need to calculate or solve for b. You can also simply put this value of b in here. Okay, and put value of alpha here. Okay. So this is the way to solve quickly in a tricky way. And if you are observing that, you can clearly note that there is no any special kind of result you to solve. So similarly, using the result, we reach on the conclusion. Okay. Some more also I wish to show to confirm the repeated pattern. Okay. So it is based on the divided difference. So I am skipping it. Again, this question is based on the iterative method. Okay. So from here you may observe that the question from iterative method is repeatedly asked, and this is not repeated. This type of question is asked, and this is from a truncation error. And just I wish to confirm you that if you practice previous year questions, then definitely you will get benefited. Again, observe that this question is asked in 2018. And previously I have shown that the same type of question is asked in 2022. Okay, here look at that. Again, there is some quadrature formula is given, and it is mentioned that it is exact for the polynomials of degree
high as much possible. So, and again here some values are given. You have to find that what will be value. So for the solving this problem, you have to again follow the same method. Okay. So this type in every topic, if you talk about the partial differential equation, then question from the Lagrangian and Charpit method is definitely asked in your examination, and it is asked repeatedly. And since there is no unique solution in case of Charpit method or Lagrange equation when you are solving, so different kind of solutions are used to ask. Like I am taking an example. By solving your Lagrange equation, you got to know that this is your answer. Then some other possible answer according to your solution is like this is also the C1. It will be C2. So it will be also your correct answer. You can also write. You have to just know that how you have to solve them. Okay. Even the solving is not sufficient, you have to also know that how is a different form or how you can use them to solve or discard the given options. Okay. So it can be also written like this. You can also, if C2, we know that since C2 is constant, so 2 times C2 is also constant. Or you can say that C2, K times C2 is also constant. You can name it as C3. Okay. So you can also say that C3 time C3 is equal to 5, C3 is equal to 5C1 is also solutions. So these are some equivalent solutions. So you have to, during your practice or solution, you have to know that what is the equivalent solution and which type of questions are used to ask. If I have opened here, I will show you which type of question is asked from these topics. Okay, wait for a moment. Okay, first I will show from the solution topic, because that topic is very, very important. And from this topic, 100% questions you to ask in your examination. Okay. Finding solution easily again. And there are some special kind. So look on this question. You have given that for this differential PD, solution is this. Then what will be your UV? So by using Lagrange auxiliary equation, we have to first understand what is Lagrange auxiliary equation and how we used to find solution. So I think most of you know what is Lagrange auxiliary equation and what is its solution, or what is Charpit auxiliary Charpit equation. That is, there are two kind of solution. If it is linear, then we follow Lagrange auxiliary equation, and it is non-linear, then we follow Charpit method. And from both methods, and if you have observed the correct way of pattern, then you can observe that from Charpit equation we can deduce our Lagrange equation. So I wish to show some asked questions, if there is any. And there are various kind of questions used to ask in examination, like I will show based on option. For example, look on this question. Here we have given partial differential equation, and it is asked what will be its general solution. So here solution structure is given like this. Okay, and you observe that if you know that, assume that this is C1, this is C2, and this is C3. Okay, so here is this relation is between C1 and C2. This relation is between C1 and C3, and this relation is between C3 and C2. Okay, so these are some equivalent. So if you solve the corresponding Lagrange auxiliary equation, here I have solved. So assume that on solving you get C1 is equal to something like this, C2 is equal to something this, and C3 is equal to something. So possible solution are like this, like this, like this. So there is no unique solution. So you have to understand the method as well along with your preparation, so that if next time question is asked in similar pattern, so you are ready to solve them. And not only solve, you have to reach on the correct option in a quickly. Okay, quick and correct both are important. Also, there is some maybe some question, some options will be given that it is passing like this question. It will be given that it is the solution of this will be passing through this. So you have to know that how we have to solve when given there is a condition, that how we have to implement them. This is also passing. I will show This is one of the important formula for YAM of CSIR net and GATE, and this is Charpit auxiliary equation. And if you do some calculation and observe, then this will on if you apply this result on a linear, then it gives the Lagrange auxiliary equation. Okay. So you have to connect your existing result. When suppose you are studying any results, then you have to connect them with your existing or previous result, that how it is related with them, so that you do not need to put a lot of effort to remember them. Also, one of the important topic of PD is that wave equation, Laplace equation, heat equation. From there, most of the questions are some of the questions are definitely to us where we have to find solution. Some conditions will be given, but since the difficulty is that you have to remember formula. Either remember because in some cases formula are a little bit tedious. At last I will show. And okay, along with your preparation, just for every topic, make this type of chart. Means if you are studying PD, then which topic is very, very important, that from this topic question will be definitely asked. And means you divide your every topic in 4 parts, that is most frequently asked or some is important, and usually asked means not it is very frequent. Or you have to make that, like if you consider Munge method. So from Munge method, questions are asked in RPSC or some other examination, but never asked in a CSIR net. If you take previous year question of GATE, I think earlier than 15 or 2010, then some question may be seen based on the Munge method. But now in I think last 5 years, I have not seen any question based on the Munge method. So you have to mention that topic in this box. So you have to prepare that type of content also. Here I have mentioned some of the question asked in a CSIR net and GATE from partial differential equation. So observe that this question is based on the heat equation of infinite length. Okay, and again, so this is based on the what I have shown earlier, Lagrange equation. So this question is based on the Lagrange equation, and here observe that directly we applied the formula and reached on the correct answer. Okay, again this question, observe that this question is in 15 June. Again this question is in 15 June. Again it is based on the results of since it is QSK, so it will be solved by the Charpit method. So you have to understand how Lagrange or Charpit method is applicable. This is your okay. This is your Laplace equation. Okay, so here is some condition based. So you have to remember that it is given here. I have solved using the Cartesian form result. So you can solve also in a direct way. So there are a lot of results like heat for a heat equation, wave equation of finite length and infinite length, and inside them there is 2 type of question you have to ask. That is homogeneous and non-homogeneous. So there are 4 results in wave equation. If you remember them, then you can definitely solve. And you have to also remember that how you have which result is applicable to solve the question. For example, this question is asked in GATE, which is based on wave equation. Okay, and this will be solved by the D'Alembert equation. So I have mentioned it here, repeated. I think someone have unmuted. If there is no question, please mute yourself. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, you can continue. I have muted them.
Okay, sir. Thanks, sir. Okay, again look on this question. This question is asked in 19 June and it is asked in CSIR net. Okay. So here again there is given some partial differential equation and you have to find out the solution. Okay, here C1 means continuous function on F. Okay, so here again observe that we have followed the Lagrange equation. So maybe you have observed that here Lagrange equation and Charpit equation is how much important. Okay, these are only some questions. And this question is based on this. This question is again this is asked in GATE Mathematics 2019, and again based on a Lagrange auxiliary equation. Okay, and this is something different than that. Okay, these are only some. But if you look on the previous question of GATE or CSIR, then most of the questions are connected and asked repeatedly. Okay, some I wish to show you that. This question, this is based on the Laplace equation. Okay, and this is especially based on the this is known as a Dirichlet problem in rectangular. We have to identify by using given the condition. If you are talking about homogeneous wave equation, then there are two types. One is finite length and another one is infinite length. That will be identified using this limitation. That is, if it is given length of in place of pi, if it will be infinity, then it is of infinite length, and if will be some finite number, then it is of the finite length. Okay. Here is numerical. You have to make like this some short notes, and you have to mention that how, if a question is asked, then how you have to solve. This is the wave equation based question, and observe that it is given from minus infinity to plus infinity, as I mentioned. So here we can say that this is the from this from this we can observe that this is a homogeneous equation. Sorry, this is wave equation. From this we can observe that this is the non-homogeneous wave equation, and from here we observe that it is of a infinite length. If this length will be finite, then we say that this is the wave equation, non-homogeneous wave equation of finite length. And if this will be given 0, then this is the homogeneous equation of infinite length. So we have to categorize the results and mention the result. Means if this type of question is asked, then how we have to solve them. Okay. Like observe here, this is again a question of wave equation, and again here since it is given in question, so you can identify. If it is not given, then you have to observe the pattern. If this will be plus, then it is the Laplace equation, and if it is a minus, then it is the wave equation. If equal to 0, then homogeneous. If not equal to 0, then it is a non-homogeneous. So these are some of only tricks, and so that's why I mentioned that this topic is very, very important for CSIR net, and there is a very simple formula. If it is non-homogeneous, then this will be the result, that is solution, and it is homogeneous, then this phi will be 0. So this portion will be 0. So this above portion will be the result for your homogeneous equation. So as I mentioned that we have to also connect that if you know one result, then how it is related with the other result. That as I here mentioned that if your this is equal to 0, then this is homogeneous. So this portion will be vanished, and if this is not equal to 0. Okay, if this is not equal to 0, then in that case your result is this. Okay, so by a single formula you have remembered two results. So by this way you can practice or make your results. And since there are much topic, I am just showing some randomly opening some random question paper, and so that how questions are to ask and what is related, and how much number easy questions are asked. For example, this is question of 2022 February. Okay. For example, here I have opened one question. Consider the following linear programming problem. This where it is asking for minimizing. Okay, subject to this. What is the optimal value of this objective function? So this is question. To solve this question, you do not need to follow any method. Just simply try to plot, and since these are based on 3 variables. Okay, so there is some concept like how you have changed primer to dual. So you have to observe each 2 equations. Since here are only 2 equations, so if you convert 3 variable and 2 equations, so it is difficult for us to plot this function in a 3 variable. So what we do, we transfer this equation in dual. That is, we transfer this equation in such a form that there will be only 2 variables, and we plot that. We plot that function, and result will be that is optimal value for primal and dual is same. So whatever answer will be of that dual, that is answer of this equation, and you can easily get it answer. And observe that this question is asked in part C, so you can easily get for this question 4.75 marks. So you have to make some results. I have made it. I will show what how you have to make LPP. Wait, where is LPP? Linear programming. Okay, this is. So I will show it what is related result. Okay, so if you know result for means here number of what is number of variable in primal and what is number of variable in dual, and what is how constant is related with the variable. So this will help you, and we have to mention you have to remember that how you can change the primal to dual, and what will be their answer? As we know that optimal value of primal and dual is same. So whenever you change this primal to dual, then you have to be careful in selecting the less than or equal to and the constant. So for that we have to follow this. Means if we have given maximum in primal, then it will be converted to minimum in dual. If constant ith sign of ith constant is greater than, then as according to the constant, sign of variable will be changed. So if ith constant is positive greater than or equal to 0, then ith variable will be less than. So this type of just make your own chart and follow this. So to practice it, you have to just make some practice, and after solving 2-3 questions, you can remember this all the results. Okay. So this is the problem of LPP, and I will show more if there is any. These are some question of statistics. So I used to skip the question of statistics, but I try to solve those easy questions which can be easily solved. So in statistics, I used to give preference of a Markov chain. I only show here easy question, not tough, because I am here for motivating you. So these are some questions of statistics for which statistics a student can easily attempt. This is unit 3. Okay, so this is question of integral equation. Okay, what is asking? Okay, it is based on the solution, and this is question of Euler-Lagrange equation. Okay, calculus of variation. This is point. This is again. What is question? If the PD is na, then whichever plane is statement true. Okay. So one thing. If you put x equal to 0. Okay, if it is in unit 3. Okay, so for part B, means where there is negative marking, that is only one option is correct. You have to, in my opinion, you have to try to discard some of the options, or maybe some options can be discarded by taking a suitable example or particular example. I am searching questions for that type, but here maybe it will be somewhere else. But definitely some questions are like that which can be very easily solved. I wish to show some very earlier question. Suppose I am taking any question. Just I am showing here that if you take any previous year question earlier than 15 or 16, then most of the questions are very easy. But if you consider now a question of recent years, then it is a little bit difficult to solve it. Okay, I wish to also take some time for part A. So observe that this type of question, one question based on the some pattern or means this type, this is some based on pattern or ratio. So this type of question is also nowadays also you to ask based on this type. And sometimes there will be given some statistical data, and we have to identify the correct answer. Sometimes they also need to ask a question of biology related, which we usually skip. So observe that this question is how much very easy. It is simply based on the calculus, apply intensity. We know that if I am not solving, just giving that how much questions are easy earlier. But nowadays questions are difficult. If you solve start nowadays questions, then I think there will be either 1 or 2 questions which is of this type of easy. But if you go to previously, so then these are means of easy level. So this type of questions are used to ask in PSC or assistant professor examination. And if you want to observe the pattern of this type, that really this happens in this examination, then just look on the 2-3 years back question paper of your Asst PSC or assistant professor, and you got to know that the most of the questions are like this. Then what is a special result for this? That it is of kind, if on n tends to infinity, it is of this type. So we know that if this type of function is given, then like effect limit given here, then it will be applied here, that is e to the power limit fx into gx if 1 plus fx to the power gx is given. So this type of some easy results are used to solve here. If you can look on the any options, any question, most of the questions are easy and can be easily solved. Simply, this is based on the this is based on the matrix. So we know that every matrix satisfies characteristic polynomial. So that result will be in here. This is based on the Riemann integrable. Okay, so for every topic, I wish to show short notes of real analysis, because from real analysis, sorry. I am just showing which topic is important, how you have to collect. Okay, this is topic of radius of convergence, which is very, very important for all the your examinations. You have to collect results like this. Suppose that if you know that radius of convergence for given series is this, then how it is related with any kind of this type of series. So once you practice or understand, just do proof for one or two results and then accept for other results. And we observe that most of the questions are asked like this. Sometimes they will give power in multiple, sometimes they give it like this. You know that if a radius of convergence for this series R, then if you multiply this series by any polynomial or divide by any polynomial, then result will be not affected. So answer will be the same. So if you look here, okay. So here this is polynomial. So this is our given series, and n to the power is fixed. So this is a polynomial of degree r, degree k, and we know that either we if you multiply this series by any polynomial or divide by any polynomial, then radius of convergence will be same. That will be not affected. So radius of convergence here will be r. Here, since radius of convergence for this will be 1, so if you multiply by any polynomial, it does not affect. So again, the answer will be 1. So similarly, we observe that this is the constant polynomial, this is constant, this is constant, this will not affect. So again, radius will be 1. If you multiply any kind of polynomial, so it will be again the radius of convergence is 1. So you have to connect your existing result with the current. So by this way, you can easily remember. And we know that some of the questions are to ask from a Riemann integrable. So some of the results you have to collect like this. If you know that if a function is bounded, sorry, for Riemann integrable, one of the essential condition is that function should be bounded. So what will be its converse? Means we know that a function is bounded, then we say that f is Riemann integrable if there is some other condition. What will be its opposite? If this function is not bounded, that is unbounded, then in that case this function will be not Riemann integrable. Again, we know that any function is Riemann integrable on a closed interval, then it will be bounded. And what its converse is that if it is not bounded, then you can't say anything. That's why here we mentioned that the converse is not true. So you have to use in some results in a converse way also. So there is some method. You have to learn that what is method of counter example, what is method of contradiction, what is method of counter positive, or means there are many methods. So sometimes we use method of induction, but method of induction is a very poor method techniques to use in examination. This technique is used in research or academic, but for examination purpose, your important technique to solve problem is method of counter example and method of contradiction or contrapositive. Okay, so these techniques you may use to solve your problems. Okay, so I think these suggestions will be helpful for your preparation. And if there is any query, you can ask. These are just my opinion. Just you have to I want that you have to secure at least those marks such that you can easily qualify, means you are in a safe zone. If, as I mentioned, that everyone, whatever your category, just fix your target 110, and for this work like do or die. Since you have 2 months, just keep yourself focused on net, and only you have to work only in this period, and then you will easily qualify. Once you qualify, you can easily get into PhD. And believe me that I have written in last 3 to 4 years 25 plus paper published, and still under 10 plus papers are under review. And in most of the papers, I used my concept which I have studied in my MSc, and some of them, most of them are learned in my during my preparation of CSIR. Like whenever I used to work with series or matrix theory, all these results which you used to ask in CSIR, all these are applicable there in your research. So if you are going to research in pure mathematics, in like a linear algebra, matrix theory or number theory or field theory, all these results will be also useful there, and also these will be required to understand the already published papers. So this study, if you understand the things that how results are related, what is their proof, and how we use in a contrapositive way, or what is contradiction. One of the important what is name, I forget that. One moment, I am showing what is it. That is used frequently in examination to contradict or as a counter example. I forget actually name of it. Just wait. Okay, there are means some results. I forget its name actually. That is every time whenever we require for counter example or contradiction, we used to give that result as a counter example. I forget actually name it. Okay, so all these things, whatever you are studying during this preparation, or whatever you are studying in your MSc, all those results will be required if you are going to do research in number theory, abstract algebra, group theory, ring theory, matrix theory, real analysis, complex analysis, etc. And then to extend, you have to use your own results. So in that way, also this preparation will be helpful. Okay. And if you require any help, there are a lot of videos and tutorials are available on YouTube. So you can simply try to watch and understand them. And also, I have observed yesterday there was a session on abstract algebra by this math aspirant community by Professor Vinod sir. And this type of many times this type of invited talk or lectures are organized by the sir. So in my opinion, you have to also attempt them. If you observe that this is beneficial, you can continue watching. If you observe that this is not related with your exam your preparation, you can keep or left them. But as I observed that most of them are very beneficial for you. So in my opinion, please try to connect with or just share your number with Vinod sir. They will add your number in their group, and if there is any poster, if there is any invited talk or related workshop or any lectures, anything related, try to attend them. This will help in your research also. Okay. Any question, any doubt?
Thank you, Dr. Kalika Prasad, for really inspiring our members. Cracking the CSIR net examination is not that much tough game through your simple tricks and ideas. So I am sure that these people have really get motivated to clear the examination this time itself. I hope that everyone who attended this session will be able to clear this exam this time itself. So now it is the time for interaction. So dear participants, feel free to ask your queries, ask your doubts, or share your feedbacks. Please introduce yourself before sharing your query. It will be better if you can turn your video on so that we can meet each other. We can see each other. Okay, thank you. Yes. You may raise so that I can easily call people to.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, yes, Nanda Kumar, you can speak.
I'm Nanda Kumar, a research scholar from Tamil Nadu. I thank both Vinod sir and Kalika sir for your. This session was just admirable, Kalika sir. Thank you for your wonderful words for preparing the CSIR net examination. I have a query that what is the preparation strategy for preparing part C, sir? Since I have only 3 to 4 questions will be right in examinations, but I want to be scored at least 10 questions will be right in the CSIR net examination, sir. What is the preparation strategy for that, sir?
For part A, you are asking for part A or in general?
Part C, sir.
Okay, part C. Part C for CSIR, as I mentioned, that part C for CSIR is one of the important if you are in general or OBC category, because okay, you are asking for how you can attempt more questions, right? Okay,
Yes, sir.
so
How can we?
Yeah, tell me.
Say, sir.
Means you are asking that how you can attempt more questions, means you are attempting, but some of the questions you to get wrong, right? So part
Yes,
C, first of all, your concept, your basics should be clear. Means first you have to make your command on basics, and for that, along I will to suggest that do not go blindly on the any theory book, because if you start with the theory book, then it can take much more time. So if you start your preparation along with your preparation, just start parallelly, means one side you also try to solve previous year questions, and if any concept is involved in solving that question, suppose I have shown example of a PD, okay, and this question is based on Lagrange equation or Charpit method equation. So now what we have to do, just make some other make some other question from that asked question, that what happens if we can add this, or if this will be missing, or this will be added in this question. What is method to solve this type of question? Means if once you have solved one question of Lagrange equation, either from previous year question or any textbook, then just make clear your all concepts related to that question, that if any kind of question related to Lagrange equation will be asked, then you can solve them correctly. So this technique will be applied to the all topics. If either you are solving from ring theory or matrix theory or calculus of variation or LPP, means whatever you are solving, along with your solving questions, also try to understand the concept behind that. Do not only solve one question, and if it is solved correctly, then it is okay, I know it. No, just make some minor changes in that question, or change the initial value, or change something in that whatever is possible, and again try to solve that question, and observe the pattern. What happens if this question will be some tempered in next examination? Okay. So one of the important factor is that your basics should be clear to attempt your part C, and your output should be correct. Means that if you attempted the question and its answer is correct. And for book,
Sure,
some person need to ask a reference book. So for that, I recommend just follow any book of your local author. Okay, do not just like most of the people used to suggest Galilean book for abstract algebra, but I never used to suggest Galilean book. Just go through the Bhambri and Khanna's book, book on abstract algebra, that is written in a very clear way. And even though if there is any local author book which is mentioned in your syllabus, or like if you are studying some ABCD university and in their syllabus it is mentioned about any local author book, you can study them. That is sufficient. Okay.
Sure. If I am not wrong, for part C questions, we should try to neglect the wrong answers rather than choosing the correct answers.
Since in part C, you have to attempt all the options, because in part B there is only one correct. So once you get to know the correct answer, you can skip that question. But in part C, you have to solve in a different way. Maybe you do this type of activity in examination, that if you have checked the first option, it is correct. Then you have to again check the second option, again check to the third option, and again you have to check the fourth option. Means you have to be sure for all the options that it is you have chosen them correctly or not. Otherwise, your effort will be means your effort goes lose.
Sure. Thank you very much, sir, for your explanation.
Thank you, Nanda Kumar. Next, Didi, who can ask? Didi Bishwas.
Good evening, sir. I am Tithi Biswas from West Bengal. I have completed my master's last year. Now I am preparing for CSIR NET. And today I want to thank you so much for the wonderful session. And it was very helpful and also helpful in our preparation. So thank you so much for organizing this session, Vinod sir. And thank you so much for your time and the explanations, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Didi. This next Shikha Kumar.
Good evening, sir. I am Shikha Kumari. I'm from Jharkhand and I've completed my integrated MSc in Mathematics and Computing. Currently, I'm preparing for CSIR NET. Sir, your session was really incredible. You just covered each and every aspect of the preparation. And I'm very much grateful for the platforms like Kalika and Maths Aspirant. They like you all just give your time, your valuable time for us. Thank you so much, sir. And so your dedication towards helping people for higher education is truly inspiring. Thanks a lot, sir. So I have one query as well. Sir, I want to ask, like, I'm preparing for CSIR NET as well as for the interviews in the like IITs and NITs. So how to manage time for that? Like, I have to prepare for this also and for the interview as well. So how to manage?
You mentioned that you have completed your master, right?
Yes.
So, for preparation, you have sufficient time. Okay.
Yes, sir.
For you, since you are also preparing for PhD, in my opinion, you have to also clear the concept. Means you have to also do the proof that how this concept is related. That is, there is one result that if a group is cyclic, then it is a abelian. Okay. So what is its basic proof? If you are that is in interview, you are going to NIT or IIT, they start with the basics. Okay. So first they get to know that they try to know that how much you know, means what is your basics level. Maybe because for NET sometimes maybe we some option may be corrected by luck. You mark them, it may be corrected. But for interview, they check your basics knowledge and then they try to know that how you attempt if you don't know. Because in research, you have to put a lot of, you have to try a lot of concept to prove or to get a new result in your research. So for that, you have to use your basics. And if your basics is not clear, then you try to contact your supervisor, and they will be iterated. So they try to select only those students who you to try to if they don't know, they try. Means if I don't know what is related result, they give just some hints to you that there is some result related like this, and they again check that if they provide a hint, what is your reaction? Because same way will be same way it will happen in research. Means in research they will not give full time to. They just give some hint to you, and you have to work. So they check your activity, the same activity in interview. If you don't know, they provided some hint, then what is your reaction? So in my opinion, along with your preparation, also try to understand the proof. Okay. And one of the best way to preparation is, in my opinion, is a group study. Sometimes we know that some proofs are very lengthy, or some proofs go to 1 to 2 pages. But if you understand, it will be very easy. And sometimes when we explain any results to other, I don't know other will understand or not, but my concept will be clear. This type of activity used to happen, and I followed this thing. I never tried any coaching. I never followed any test series. I just focused on previous year questions. And you can't believe I have qualified Himachal Pradesh state and never studied what is its syllabus, what is questions. When I reached on the exam center, I found that many of people are reading textbook guides in this thickness, and I nervous that I have not prepared any kind of guide. I only focused on 3 to 4 year question paper, and later realized that I am the in top 10 students who qualified Himachal Pradesh state. So this is the power of practice of previous year questions. And some of the questions, most of the questions are from statistics. Their questions are also divided in some parts. So some of the answers I remember. I know that at that time I predicted that some of the hard questions they directly used to ask from previous year questions. So I remembered some of the answers, and they again asked. I just marked. I don't know what is its meaning and what they used to ask, but I know that the same question they asked in that year, and they again asked, and its answer is this. But remember, this is not happening in your CSIR net. They will ask based on your concept and knowledge. Just I am giving example that for different examination there is different way, but your previous year questions solving will definitely help you. You will observe the pattern. Okay, as I have shown some example for numerical analysis or PDE, this is true for all the topics. Okay, so this way you can follow.
Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot. Thank you, Vinod, sir.
Okay, thank you, Shikha. Next is 𝐏𝐬𝐩𝐢𝐫𝐚𝐧𝐭.
Good evening, sir.
Yes.
Good evening.
Thank you very much, sir, both the professors and Kalika sir very much for this interactive session. And I ask Vinod sir to keep this lecture series going for students like us. I am a master of Gujarat, and I have also been selected for MTTS program this year. So the exam might conflict with my coming back from there. So my question to you was this: that should I go for this exam this year, in this June session, or it will be better for the December session? I have been preparing, but the preparation is not done yet. I've not gone through this linear algebra part. So I wanted to ask this.
Sorry, I could not get your question. Sometimes
𝐏𝐬𝐩𝐢𝐫𝐚𝐧𝐭, your voice is very not
Yeah.
that much clear. I think she is asking that her preparations are not up to the expectations, but is it good to attend this examination this time?
Sir, in my opinion, since you have still 2 to 3 months for preparation, so first focus on preparation. You can achieve your expectation. If you work according to your expectation, you can manage your time, you can put your effort, then definitely you can achieve your expectation. In my opinion, don't wait for next attempt. You don't know what will be happening next time. Maybe next time government change and they will not conduct the examination. Then you have to again wait for the 6 months. So,
But sir, this time
yes.
I have been selected for MTTS program, so there will be chances that I may not be able to give the examination. In case if the examination is around 1st or 2nd week of June, then I will be in Tamil Nadu, Tirur. So if my center comes at this Gujarat area, so I will not be able to come back here for exams.
You mentioned that you are selected in MTTS program, right?
Yes, sir.
But you have to decide which one is more important for you. Okay, I am not saying that you have to leave the MTTS, but you have to think that if you join the PhD or you qualify the JRF, you will get a lot of opportunity. Otherwise, due to one program, you have to wait. Maybe you have to wait for 1 year. So you don't know. Maybe you will. What happened next time? You don't know. But you have to at least try. And if there is problem, you have to manage some. I think MTTS program is of 1 month or 2 weeks.
25 days.
Okay, so I think you can manage. They also understand. You can leave the institute 1 day ago, and after attending the exam, attempting the exam, you can again join the institute. You can mention they will support you. So I think that no problem.
Yeah, 𝐏𝐬𝐩𝐢𝐫𝐚𝐧𝐭, you can wait for the notification of the exam. You may see that there is no overlap with MTTS. Possibly we can expect like that. Okay. So,
but she have to, I think, they have to continue their preparation.
Yeah, preparations are always good. You can keep on with their preparations always.
Suppose
that will certainly help you in one way or other way, and also the MTTS program will also be very much helpful you in your preparations.
Yes.
Okay, thank you, 𝐏𝐬𝐩𝐢𝐫𝐚𝐧𝐭. Next, Aishwarya Dharwal.
Good evening, sir. My name is Aishwarya Dharwal. I'm from Maharashtra. I was complete my MSc. Today I'm preparing for the NET. Sir, I have a query. That I'm in previous NET exam. I'll solve the aptitude part question, and because it take too much time, 1 hour. It take 1 hour. So after 1 hour I remember that no, I have to be go through the next part. But when I check my answer key, I attend to 10 question, in which the 6 question are correct and 4 question are wrong. So, sir, I get a mark from it, but it take too much time, and because of which I can't give the time to B or C part. So, sir, how I attend the aptitude question, or I don't know when I have to attend the aptitude question, or I'm not. Maybe I don't know. I do not prepare for the aptitude. I am think that.
Uh, okay, I understand as you. Since you have given much time, you have to divide your time, or you have to fix your time as per marks. As you know that total of 30 marks you to ask from part A, okay, and 170 marks from part B plus part C, that is from mathematics portion. So you have to fix your time schedule like that. Whatever you have solved within the 30 minutes, if you fix that, you have to give 30 minutes to part A. Whatever you have solved, just after 30 minutes, left that portion and come to the mathematics portion. Don't give much time. So your practice should be like that. Means you can, you within 30 minutes, you solve the all 15 questions whichever you want to attempt. If suppose that in 30 minutes you have attempted only 7 questions or 8 questions or 10 questions, okay, so after just completing 30 minutes, come on the mathematics portion, left that portion, okay, otherwise
Sir.
your time will be mismanaged. Yes, tell me.
Yeah,
Sir, I have also one query. Sir, I have a test series, but one of my friends says um when he prepare for the NET, he go through the books, standard books question. So I'm confused that I have to solve that books question, go through the books, or just give the test series. So what is better for me?
In my opinion, as I used to suggest, first of all, never try throughout any books for preparation of competitive exams. Observe that how much you have time. At most 2 to 3 months, if that will be announced in upcoming days. So how you can solve all the subjects in that time, all the questions without anyone, even though anyone can help. Assume that in your MSc, there are, I think, 4 to 5 courses you used to run. And to manage that, it is also difficult. But here you have to study 7 to 10 subjects, okay? And even though you have to understand the concept and remember the things. So that is not possible to solve all the questions. Solving exercise of books is for academic purpose or for your PhD interview, right? But for qualify a competition, in my opinion, it is not good to solve any books. If you want to solve, okay, first try to solve previous year questions. First try, if you have completed then try to solve other examination, like if you have completed question paper of NET, then try for a GATE. If you have completed for GATE, then try for question paper of assistant professor of your states, right? Then try for NBHM, TF. A lot of questions are there. But suppose you have studied group theory, first you have studied permutation group, and then you are trying to solve permutation groups questions, and in a month you have solved, assume that you have solved 100 or 50 or around 200 questions. What happens? At most you have to solve 1 or 2 questions from permutation group in your examination. Then your rest effort will go useless. So you have to put your effort according to your marks distribution.
in my opinion. I don't know how people used to share, but if you are preparing with your MSc, means if you are in MSc first year or second year, then as I mentioned earlier, that then you try to solve examples and exercise of your textbook. But for competition, do not follow any books or blindly solve any exercise. First, if you want, then first just take any guide from market and try to solve exercise topic wise. That will be much more helpful. Okay, this is just my opinion. It is not a general. It is, in my opinion, I think that this will be beneficial. Maybe someone thinks that no, this is not the correct way. So this is just my opinion, because I followed it and got success. So I assume that this is one of the good way to practice. Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. And thank you to clearing my doubts. And it's very wonderful session. And thank you, give your valuable time to us. And thank you, Vinod sir, also to organize such kind of session for us. And sir, it is very helpful for me, because I am in very confusion that I have to solve this or I have to solve this. So thank you, sir, for your advice. I'll definitely follow it. And thank you so much for today's session.
Okay, thank you, Aishwarya. All the best for your preparations. And by the way, see, for part A questions in Math Aspirants, we have arranged 2 sessions on that by Dr. Sushmita from IIT Patna. You can get it from the YouTube. So please do watch it. It will be certainly helpful.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
I think a lot of contents and material are on internet, by using which anyone whoever want to prepare for competition, then they can easily crack. It is not much hard that as in market everyone used to say that it is very difficult to crack CSIR. If you just try to start and look on the previous year question, then you go to know that it is not hard.
Yeah, the main thing is that you have to spend your time. And you should be ready to do hard work.
Yes, yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay, next is Adira. Yes, Adira.
Good evening, sir. Thank you, sir, for this wonderful section. Sir, today's section is very useful, sir. So I am Adira Sandosh and I am a first year MSc Statistics student. Sir, my query is that, sir, we know that as a statistics student, it is more difficult to crack CSIR net compared to MSc Mathematics student. Sir, my doubt, is it enough to study real analysis linear along with statistics to crack the CSIR net exam, sir?
Yes, it is sufficient, because in most of the institution, for a statistics student, linear algebra and real analysis is compulsory. And as I have shown my presentation, that these topics are sufficient for you. But if you have what is your BSc course? Means it is a statistics or mathematics?
No, sir, mathematics.
Okay, then you can also attempt some other topics also, because abstract algebra is also easy. Whatever you have studied in BSc, that is sufficient for other topics. And in your MSc, if you are not studying in current batch, then maybe in your next year, like in second year or second sem or third sem, fourth sem, you may study other topics of mathematics. So along with your statistics portion, you can solve problems of real and linear algebra. Give preference to these 2 topics, and once you complete, then come on the other topics. Other topics are also easy. You have to just put a little effort.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, welcome.
Okay, thank you, Adira. Next is Kirti.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir. So I'm Tirur from Tamil Nadu. So I have just one query, sir, about the preparation oriented thing, sir. So I'm already want to focus on real analysis and linear algebra in short duration. So if I am preparing for an application oriented subject, so it will take so much of time in exam time. So much of time consuming in exam time. So if I focused on real analysis and real algebra, so it will complete to crack the exam. So what are the strategy and preparation to complete the real analysis and linear algebra whole syllabus, sir?
Okay. So
First of all, as I suggested, do not try to complete any subjects. Just along with your major topic, start a minor topic like from real analysis. 15 to 20 questions are used to ask. Means you can gain up to 75. But I have also mentioned that it is very difficult for everyone to solve all the questions correctly. So only put your effort only on those questions where you can easily solve the questions correctly. And also try some other topics, like if you have not studied a PD, but if you start studying it, it is very easy. Means you have to not study all the things of a PD. If you look on the syllabus or previous year questions, then you got to know that only selected topics are used to consider in examination to ask the questions. One of them are Lagrange equation, Chapit equation, wave equation, heat equation. So those topics from where most of the times questions are asked, try to focus on them also. Not try to cover any topics fully. Then in this way, you can manage your preparation time, and also as you mentioned that they take much more time. So since if you have much more time, means if you are studying in first year or second year, then you can give time like that. But if you are targeting that you have to qualify this time, this June 2024 examination, so you have only 2 to 3 months. Okay, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so you have only 2 to 3 months. So in that month, for real analysis, just partition your time. Means you have to give only this time to the real analysis. Then again for other time you have to give on linear algebra. Again other time on the PD or OD or integral equation, whatever. And first start with the easy topics. It is not necessary that first you start studying sequence, then all the other things, then come on the series. Whatever easy for you, because most of us already studied all the things in our graduation or post-graduation. So do not need to go, we have to go through all the topics. Only you have to first study the selected topics, and then cover the other topics also. That is sufficient.
Okay, thank you, Kirti. Yeah. Next is Aratna Maurya. Yes, Aradhana, you can ask if you have any query. Okay. Any others? If you have anything to
okay,
ask.
I think someone is asking in chat box. Suggest material for. I'm checking. So suggest material required for Unit 4. So in Unit 4, for operation research, you do not need to follow any books or any material. Only previous year question paper is sufficient. For a statistics and probability portion, if there is any guide available in market, just try to study them. Most of them cover all the required things of the CSIR net. Okay, so that is sufficient. And to understand the concept of that, you can follow the books. I think it is a Gupta and Kapoor and Gupta book, a statistics, or any probability a statistics book which is suggested in your MSc or BSc syllabus. Just check your institute. Suppose you have passed your MSc, but check your MSc institute and check their syllabus of MSc statistics or MSc whatever, MSc mathematics, and in their syllabus there are mentioned some standard books for statistics also. So for understanding the concept, that book is recommended, because most of the institutions follow those books which is recommended by UGC and the expert of that topics. So that recommendation is sufficient for you. And for selected topic, only follow any guide. A lot of guides are available in markets. I just assume that there is 5 to 10% maybe error in topics, but you can to verify or understand them, just study the corresponding books which is mentioned in your MSc or BSc syllabus.
Okay, the book you can ask if you have any query now.
Ashish mentioned that which book is in every book. You can just check the content of it. If you want to ask from me, then I suggest don't go for any book. Just check YouTube and internet. Right, Marco Chen, a lot of lectures are available in Hindi and English on YouTube.
and they will also cover the questions asked in CSIR and another examination of Markov chain. So that is sufficient for you. And once suppose someone is teaching Markov chain and they are discussing some what is a stationary distribution, or like what is irreducibility in Markov chain. So just mention that topic on YouTube, and you will get a video and try to watch them. And if you are not getting them, then follow your mentioned book or search on Google. You will get a lot of notes. So in this way, you can study the selective. Okay, you can follow any YouTube channel which is easy for you. It is not. I am not mentioning that particularly follow this channel or that channel. Okay, but any channel from where you can easily understand the concept, that is okay for you. Okay, it can be any. Okay.
Any other?
Hello, sir.
Yeah, yes, please.
Sir, myself Deepak Gupta, and I'm from Rajasthan. And I'm doing my mathematics in my MSc and fourth sem. And I have small request to you. Can you provide your short notes for us? So it is very helpful for CSI and NET exam.
Even though I have also made some videos on each topics on my YouTube. Even though you can, I am suggesting to prepare yourself, because once you start writing, you will also understand observe that any topics, if you write and start writing by understanding, then it will memorize in your mind. So by this way, you can easily prepare. Suppose you are studying someone other's notes, then you have to understand, and you have to also refer to the corresponding book. That will be difficult for you. But if you start writing your own, I think you have sufficient time to make it, and you can easily make it. Lots of videos and notes are available. But try to write your own. That will be much more helpful for you, believe me. I have I have linear algebra 3-4 notes. Even though I am currently teaching to BTech students, and again I am writing notes for them, because whenever I started writing, I again memorize that things. Otherwise, I have to study and understand the things. So by this way, writing again and again, you can easily memorize them. So you do not need to give extra time to remember them. So I think that will be helpful for you. And also, I have made video on YouTube, so you can also check them if it is beneficial for you for a great topic.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, Deepak. Kalika, Prasad, it will be better if you can share your website ID in chat box, so that they can easily go through your website and get the materials.
Okay, on my website also a lot of materials shared by some other people is also available. So someone mentioned something in comment box. Okay, so simply anyone can search P Kalika on Google. They will got our Facebook. On Facebook, we also used to share information and material shared by. So if suppose if you have your own material, you want to contribute it to some others, we can also use to publish them. So you can simply search P Kalika on Google, you will get it. Okay, and one thing I suggest to the participant, I think most of them left, but whoever yet joined, please attend the session organized by Vinod sir, because they used to organize session on how to solve problems for topics. Like today I have covered for all the topics, but particularly like yesterday sir have conducted a program on for abstract algebra. So if you have any query regarding how to prepare or which topic is important or how to solve, then that particular session will be much more helpful. Like sir have mentioned that there is a session on general aptitude, right, by someone of IIT Patna. So if there is any upcoming talk, if it is relevant to the net, please try to attend, because these things are definitely beneficial for you, as I personally observe.
Yeah, attending the live sessions will be always very much better, because you will get an opportunity to interact with persons. So that will be a very nice in your preparations. Yeah. Okay, so I think we are almost out of the time. If any of you would like to share a feedback, we can make it now. I think some query was there by Shweta Yadav in chat box. Yeah, she's in the fourth sem, and during the MSc time, unable to complete the preparations.
Okay.
And
for Shweta, as I mentioned, that it is difficult to manage time for those who are currently in MSc or MSc first year or second year. But it is, as you think, it is not difficult. For those person, I mentioned that you have to start solving problems or practicing those topics which is currently running in your MSc. Because you do not need to put extra time already. Suppose you are studying abstract algebra or linear algebra or PDOD. I think for MSc, subjects or syllabus are as per UGC, and all those topics except few, like if there is manifold or any this type of topics you can skip, but there are only 1-2 topics which is not in CSIR. Most of them are already in CSIR. If there is running courses PDE or abstract algebra, you can solve the questions of corresponding topics from CSIR net. By this way you can manage. Or believe me, it is very easy to qualify in appearing, because you have most of the knowledge. Sometimes if you solve previous year question, then you observe that some questions are based on proof of that some results. Means there is some concept which is that things are usually happen in OD and PD. So some concepts are used in the proof of some results, and based on that assumption, question is asked in CSIR net. So by this way, qualifying in appearing is very easy. So don't worry for it. Whatever possible to just give your time. And since you are currently in your MSc and 4th sem, so most of the topics you have already studied, and that topics are only that topics are important for you. So first give time to those topics, and still it is important tough to you manage time. Then make a group of 4 to 5 people of your friends and try to distribute topics. Means you will discuss topics, question paper, questions of abstract. Your friends will discuss questions of linear. So distribute this type of questions, and you can easily, by discussion, you can make most of the solve most of the questions. This is one of the easy and tricky way to easily understand the concepts and solve problems.
okay, I think our time is almost over, so we can wind up. Okay, thank you, Dr. Kalika Prasad, for being with us for this much time. Yeah, I know that as you are working in a college, you have a lot of other responsibilities. Along with that, I would like to appreciate you for finding time to help the students by all the ways that you are possible, through Telegram group and other website and all that. So I'm very appreciating your efforts, and again expressing my gratitude for helping Math Aspirants community, and hope that you will be there in future too to help our students. Thank you.
I will try my best to whatever possible to me.
Okay, thank you. Thank you everyone. Let us wind up here.